So I wanted to talk about the energy of Mars going into Leo, and it's still opposing Pluto, and it's like 6 months of this pressure cooking kind of feel, and who knows what's going to come up out of it. But see, I'm a Mars person, and I can feel like how frustrated you can get with people who are like more unconscious than you are probably. And with the Mercury retrograde, it's like double time, um, kind of frustration and just seeing how people are and how, like, well, maybe you don't have to deal with that, but maybe you do, right? Unfortunately, maybe you do. But the worst thing I'll say is just to be in a relationship that you don't want to be in. That is, in fact, hell. That's, if there is a hell, it's just being in a relationship that's not meant for you, that you're not happy in. So anyway, I think I tried to warn you guys, like, being afflicted, the way that Mars is in this place of reckoning, basically, for all of us, it's actually a resetting of our physical bodies. Like, you're going to feel just alivened and awakened with the Mars and Leo. It's going very slow, and so I can tell you right now that it's probably at 3 or 4, and then it goes forward into 5. It takes like a week, and by the time it gets into 6 degrees to station direct on the 7th of December, and that's when it starts going backwards, and then it'll oppose Pluto for the first time ever in Aquarius at 1 degrees. And but now my point is like, oh God, how irritating it is right now, just in the air with Mercury going retrograde. So, but see, it's hard to stay on track, to inform people what the call is, the underlying, like, undermining call that shakes people up. It's like going to be the shaker, which is to downscale, minimize, don't be so busy, don't take the long detailed route, just short, fast, quick, or drop it. Really, because this is about really about scaling down. Really, what we want is to become disease free. It's not well known that most of the population functions like they're 9 to 5. That everybody knows the narcissist, right? They just assume work 12-hour days because it keeps them away from, and it's not a bad thing, but what if they, but only if they don't admit it, that they're actually avoiding having a decent quality human relationship. Most likely it's just like run out the door, bye, and they just throw money at people, and they think that that's what's going to work. And I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't matter how much material wealth or what you do for people like that. God is watching, for one. The spirit of the human being is looking at you with its one eye and saying, babes, see, this is where we're talking about now, where we're talking about, like, when we talk about spiritual warfare. Well, it's kind of like this battle between these two eyes. Like, one of them is demented. It's like, yeah, I see it, but I'm going to deny it. And the other one says, why? Because this is all of ours, but now you're going to play the game for the man over there, which requires you. I hate to say it like that, the man. I guess I more like meant the monetary system. I don't know. Check out the M Matters. What thinks it's more real than reality? That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's a huge thing. And boy, the world is there. The world is there, doing it. Who is righteous enough to stand there? Hi, Jesus, was that you? Yes, I said fuck the world and do not fuck with me. Boy, look how bad I'm looking, man. I've lost a little muscle mass. I just I don't know. It's hard to nourish yourself in here in the United States, right? And on top of it, you're being bombarded with chemicals, right? Your metals and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's been hard with the Neptune opposed my Venus. Every little thing has happened. If you read that aspect, all of it has happened to me, and it's not over. It's been such the fight of just saying, no, by the way, let's look at the toxic relationships that try to hold themselves together. Now, I'm speaking for all of humanity. This is what we're up against right now, like with this Pluto oppose um, Mars. We're really kind of purifying, like, okay, is it toxic or not? Is it or isn't it? You know? So what makes, see, I just heard too that, okay, Dr. Romney, she differentiates um, narcissists from being, they're not toxic, they're different. What's the difference between a narcissist and just toxic people? And I was thinking, okay, all right, we'll see. Because you cannot surpass the stupidity of a narcissist. And so, see, I'm imagining, and I just haven't looked at the video yet, and I'm kind of switching all over the place, but I'm kind of irritated, right? But here's the thing: is what's going to happen is that when Mars goes retrograde, see, this is the thing, babes, is you need to give everybody their stuff. What I mean is, there's some people that you're taking their stuff on, like their misery and stuff, and no, you know, this is the time to heal now. A long time ago, a long time ago. It's kind of what the social distancing might be about. It's like, would you please stand away from each other and mind your own business kind of thing? And if you haven't noticed, it's like you can be really, you can notice, like, look again, we live amongst just an alien race. There's many different types of God, of non-human entities. That's all. Many different flavors, right? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I live in Southern California, and it's like, okay, so, but where are my people now? I look very different than the people around me, and I'm pretty sure it's like, well, now, okay, so what do you think? You know, I want to make a huge change. I know I'm supposed to move, and it's supposed to be for the better. It's supposed to suit me. You know, you should do something that suits you. I don't know. See, there's maybe a lot of people that don't have that opportunity, and now I'm just gonna say, well, okay, bye. I'm just kidding. I don't. I'm miserable. I don't really make sure that I'm deciding things from the core down to the core. See, I don't know who has been through this. Nobody has been through this. Yet we've all been here before. It's really because of the time era we're in. That now I was trying to talk to you about my about the astrology. It's not mine. It's everybody's. That really you're not going to get away with any, like, if you think you're going to be successful. First of all, find out what relaxing really means. Like, it doesn't mean that you don't have to be active. It just means that you're relaxing into something that feels good, maybe. Yeah, that means you become relaxed and you can get so much done more than if you were straining and doing something that wasn't such your, like, cup of tea, you see. And there's where we find our true wealth and what we're supposed to do here. See, a lot of people, to this day, right now, believe it or not, but well, I guess we still have Uranus in Taurus, and then we have a little thing that's really creating a pressure cooker with that Uranus. When well, it's not happening yet, but it will happen later on in the year, next year, when Mars finally gets freed up and starts to square Uranus. That's when I think a lot of breakdown is going to happen. Now, you want to talk about physically? Well, for the Earth, there could be a shakeup. See, people are going to be forced to just slow down, stop, scale down. Why do you need 15 cars? Get rid of it. Learn how to give shit away, you fucking stingy materialist kind of fucking people. It's not a game anymore. It is for a lot of them. And really, you know what? That's not even the question. The question is, what are you aligned with that feels good enough that really, if the kids were watching, they would think it's worthwhile. But really, I mean, it's not a mystery. What's worthwhile is what brings people together. That is actually true wealth, that you're sharing things, you're valuing what people have to share. And having said that, babes, I noticed I got like 6 more subscribers, and it's probably because it's not a coincidence. It's not my favorite subject matter, but it's starting to bug me that I might have. You know, I don't get these people that just say, "Yep, I'm a narcissist," and then they can, and it's like, so you're choosing that, huh? What is it? What is going on? did somebody fucking jack these people up or something? See, I know as an astrologer, you can look into their astrological charts and you can see it. You can see, like, if a woman has Mars square to Pluto, or a Mars square Uranus, or even like a Venus squared Mars, maybe, but more like a, let's look at a Venus square to Saturn. I hate to say it, man, but that Venus square Mars for everybody is really hard. They don't get along with men or women. Not, see, they're just generally dissatisfied with a lot of experiences. You have to look at what sign it falls in. You know, Mars just means your physical drive, what you desire physically, like, get into it, and then love. Venus is your love ability, and so if that's square and hard um, angle, it means that those two aren't aligning very well. One of them conflicts with the other, or both of them conflict with each other. One of them says, "I love this," and the other one says physically, "Well, this is boring to me," or and they have this all conflicting within them. If you have a Venus square Mars, or they say, "I don't like the way you have derived that pleasure through this desire of Mars." See, Venus will say, "I don't like that," and and it's like these people are fucking so mixed up. But I'm here to tell you that it's possible to hook up with somebody who can unwire that. They can actually harmonize with your weirdness. And they'll thank you. I mean, you can have something that harmonizes with all of that with them. That's what's a trip. It's like, no, there's somebody there for you. There's somebody for everybody. I didn't just say that they align their toxicities enough and they become codependents, and then later on because they don't know what else to do. Um, uh, but that kind of happens and shouldn't be happening. I mean, a lot of the one-on-one shit shouldn't be happening because that's an unnatural scene that I'm pretty sure that the church would suggest. It's like one of the first forms of social distancing, which would be the suggestion to get married. And it's such a mind-boning trap. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? Would you stop? No. You people don't know that a natural soul connection is to be had here, whether you know it, like it or not. You're going to come across your soulmate. Soul connections are real live experience of love. And are you going to be able, how are you going to treat it? How are you going to treat it? See, we're seeing, oh God, let's not get into like the materialists, how they treat just people in general. Just, you know what I mean? They aren't really dealing with human beings there. They're dealing with objects in their head. And it's just like they don't get it, right? It's dangerous. And having said that, see, you're here, 6 new subscribers, because you might have encountered this enigma of this thing. And see, I'm here to tell you that, okay, can we get alert about how social media is here to help us? It can help us. And those 6 subscribers, babe. Yeah, I don't know. See, I'm still trying to get calm enough. Like, what I mean is because I'm a meditator and I'm built to look at this. I've already done a lot here, and a lot of people wouldn't even know what I've done really. But you can get little snippets of it, and you can help us all out. And let us know if you're new, and you start binging on my videos, please. When you find the scientific gem that I have that I usually come up with some point that makes me hit send on here, because I know it's worth something if they knew how to get that baby out of the bathwater and hold it up and get rid of the rest and say whatever, like say minute 18, Shauna, or minute. See, the point would be is that we start refining, because I can't be just me here. Jesus is like, you bet it is, girl. And yeah, you should eat some more, do whatever you can, man, because you're turning into something. And it's like, well, I don't know, maybe I just turned 50 and that's the way it's supposed to be. No, nope. I could try to tell you what I've been going through. Um, and it's just my story against yours, which I don't give a fuck about you. I know what I'm experiencing here. And see, there's a population that denies some methods of the way that they do things, and And so they're living in kind of, I guess it's called cognitive dissonance. They have a completely different understanding of what they're doing. But I don't see how that can happen with say now, no, there's something called trauma bond, right? And I hate it because I've been broken down. See now, what is it? What happened to you, Shauna? What? Well, fuck, call it a fucking Neptune opposed my Venus. Those outer planets that are malefic, that oppose your Venus or square your Venus, you're having a little test with your love life there. And unfortunately for me, I have Venus. I say it's in the only most superior place that you can possibly have Venus. But there's a reverse curse that we're dealing with. And so Venus and Virgo is said to be detriment in there, but when really it's the only place where it's the place of service. Like, isn't love and the human being best when it's serving? When it's doing a service upon man or woman? Yes, pardon my voice. It's because here's what's going to happen, you guys. We have a lot of frustration, right? Because we're dealing with just people that are enlightened, and it's sad. It's like, oh, do you not like? Are you only dealing with people that are kind of just they're on this level of okay, babes. Now let's look at the Taurus people, the Leonian people, the Scorpion people, and now I don't know about Aquarius. It's like how could they become dimwits? They're usually high-minded. They're usually waiting for people to catch up with them because they are Uranus ruled, and that's where Pluto is right now. So it's like all of humanity. All of humanity, see, it rules humanity, and it rules our very hookup. Like we're gonna have some kind of see. It's weird because synthetic science, like the aliens here that we're making contact with, that people don't know, that your chemtrails are spraying nanoparticulate matter as well as being injected into you, and also in your food. You have to be careful what you eat nowadays. It's in everything, and you have to do detox, right? Hit like and subscribe and put information for some of the people that I'm working with personally who still don't listen. We know what those chemtrails are about, and it is far more interesting than all the sci-fi films put together about your aliens and what they're telling about, like uh, weather modification. That's a very small part of it, but no, it's huge because that's a big thing to be able to do is control the weather, and they're doing it in such a way that you have no idea. If you think it's just cloud seeding, they're way past that, babes. We are working with electromagnetic currents now through just Tesla's technology that they are tapping hurricanes and controlling the very heat of the strata cumulonimbus cloud by inserting particulate matter into it, and they heat it with um, 4 trillion kilowatt microwave beams that are stationed in outer space. That's what Elon Musk is putting up there. See, I don't want to have to keep thinking that this is going to go through to some people that aren't. I'm sorry, I just wasted a bunch of fucking time. No, some people are here and they're like, oh, what? Well, babes, your subject of narcissism, babes, that's we're now kind of relating it to just spiritual possession, but I think that's stupid. I just think that there's a cure for these people that are just remaining. They're just unenlightened. It's so unfortunate. They're exposed to nothing but assholes around them, which is just normal. It's normal. Whoever makes money, that belief system, right? It's just a belief in that shit. And how do we escape it? How did we ever escape it? See, there's a method to creation here and using things that you can apply the highest of high technologies and intelligences behind it. And then it starts to make everything else useful, including money. And that technology is love. And become human. But see, the thing is, I've been talking about here, and sorry my face, babes, because I'm here to tell you when that Mars goes retrograde, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to throw all that shit. Take your fucking shit back and stop fucking with me. Send a donation, please, because I don't want people fucking with me anymore. people are going to get angry. People are going to get so upset and like fly off the handle because they have to deal with their shit. And stop rubbing it off on us and thinking that we can't see that, no, actually, you're having a really hard time and you're faking a smile now. We cannot stand that. Us empaths, it's like, man, do you realize that I'm putting up with these fucking people? It's just fucking classic. How did you do that with us? Well, here's how it happens. They buy their way in. What I mean is, did they encroach on you because you needed money? And I'm warning you people, what if the tables turn and all of a sudden we get money and we look at you and say, you know what, you don't treat us right. Do not expect anything from us. In fact, our money is going to protect us now. How fucking sad is that? And these people don't understand that? What are you talking about, Shauna? Are you okay? Somebody understands what I'm talking about at this point. You know, that scenario that I never experienced it in my life. I've always had a job. See, and where I am with this, it could get pretty dangerous, right? It's as dangerous as ruining your life, because what if they're standing in the way of your blessings? Pardon me while I'm experiencing bodily pain, which that's been going on for a while. Just kind of being veered off my path. I know that I can get rid of it, right? Being like experiencing just a little bit less stress than what I already was going through, but then you get a fake helper there. Babes, you're going to have to realize something going on, man. You're going to have to purge that away. It's now time to get rid of it. See, I have to get rid of my shit, and I'm really trying to do that. That's where I'm saying, babes, you people, 6 new subscribers. If you haven't seen my videos, and I hate these videos too, because I'm not really a money mongrel. I'm not really somebody. I'm actually somebody who's trying to. I'm looking at this and it's like, this isn't obvious. Content creators, and see, I would love. See, I'm about to get this fucking blatant, and it's like, this is kind of weird and pathetic, but because a lot of people would disagree with it. Who are they? They're people that don't care about your best interest. You know, it doesn't matter how you make money, as long as you can make it and fucking get your food and protect yourself, right? See, I'm saying that a whole other social system should open up to protect ourselves from these people that think that they have to work so fucking hard, and they're really damaging themselves, right? Working the old system. And really, it's really that maybe you do find yourself inside of this job that you do not want, and it's damn. See, why are people? I'm sorry, you can't see this. I'm an Aquarius moon. It's like, this is kind of, you've got to think with me, okay? If I didn't just interrupt myself, why are people struggling on such the individual level of debt and owing? People, when really they can get on here and slowly take their clothes off. It's just, I don't know what sells, what's going to sell. Well, I say, babes, you're going to have to realize it on a very raw level. There's 2 types of people to run here on this plane. There's one type that, pardon my cat, she's, there's one type that we don't give a fuck for them because they don't give a fuck for us. They're looking right now at the evil eye and they're like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Well, we think that we should take your money away because, well, I see, technically now, who are you talking to, Sean? Well, let's look at my neighbor over here, for example. And I'm saying, it can be boiled down to, let's take them to the courthouse because they would all be so guilty. It's just that we don't have the money to take them and say, no, pull it up and pull the records that you have up against us. Really, if you stop acting guilty all the time, like a human being that just takes it on and they have no conscience at all. Sorry, pardon the way I look and everything, but I'm trying to see. I don't know. It's the hardest thing to try and rise above this. Now, how do you rise above it? Get your fucking own resources going. How did you get entangled with these creepy people in the first place? I mean, it's bad enough, right, that you do have to go out and make that money. I would say, dare say, well, it used to be that way. What happened with me, like, over, see, 4 years ago, I noticed it. I was like, you know what? I hate to sound like this, but where I live, okay, there's a lot of money, and I already tried to tell you, babes. It's like, okay, but did you know that they're not human? They are full-on reptilian, fucking shape-shifting fucking shit. And okay, so the movie just turned into Shauna's Wi-Fi again. It's like, well, here I am, and I'm thinking, I'm in the middle of a hive here, and I still refuse to believe that I can't have support away from them. See, I was starting. See, they're a bunch of enslavers, and their money. You know, they don't. What else are you going to use your money for? But trying to enslave. Talk about that fucking trauma bond situationship shit. There's information that will flip it around and say, no, love doesn't belong in any one relationship because it is just pure relating, and it sets people free. What else? You know what I mean? Really talk about what real love is, because these people doing marriage, narcissists, are doing fucking this shitty fucking bondage crap, right? That it's just, it's profit. It's like, what the fuck? Is this what's really happening? Are you people, if you're getting married and you're entangled because you don't seem to think you know how to do your money any different, or just to cook a pie and share it any differently, can you write a book and give us an example of a good thing that came out of that for the public to carry on with? Because well, I don't see, you couldn't convince anybody like me that I see that it's very segregating. It's very isolating. And if you look at the scenario of just if it was the man or the woman that goes out and be the breadwinner, and then a lot of times there's a couple of in-laws there, that is so unfair to that one person. And whoever thinks that they have to take that on, watch out for those people, right? Because maybe they're being really unhealthy. And what are they doing? What are they thinking? They're doing entitlement. They're probably just this. I don't know, babes. How has it? See, do those people see? Do they just love your hand? What you throw at them? Rather than to conduct a real life good human relationship that brings you all up. Man, we are so in trouble with that, right? What are you talking about, Shauna? What the fuck is wrong with you? Not much. I'm almost out of here. I'm getting to be 50. I'm thinking, fuck yeah, I've gone this far, and all I have to do is wake up on top of having woken up already. See, I'm being tested by this certain thing. It's like, you know what? No, actually, I think this my life is opening to an infinite possibility because I choose to be creative and not living in fear. Not really. And I'm not perfect with that. No, I mean, God, anybody else would have done so much. See, they want to take everything away from me, including my looks, because they have such a greater idea than me. And you know what? You people can't prove that your lives as is without stealing from other people and making them feel bad. You don't have any good example, right? And we're all in the same boat with that. The main thing is, okay, now with this Mars thing that's going to happen, is now we're going to shoot for a feeling. Now, the Mars people, such as me, who knows how to get fucking irate and make people like them because they say something that's fucking hilarious because they finally just fucking snapped and said, fuck you and your chrome fucking plated bullshit on my life. Now we're just going to be quiet. It's kind of going to be sad because I hope that we can still get support, because some of us might even feel debilitated a little bit and get picked on more, but I don't see how that can happen very much. Not with it beginning in Leo and then it goes back, but see, this is the thing. It's not going to be in doing the opposition anymore with but it's still going to be an onslaught of the Cancerian energy, which we had those floods go on. They are doing weather warring now. They are using water against us as a war uh, fucking weapon. And yeah, um, Mars and Cancer, domestic violence, just houses floating underneath of bridges and just corroding up and happening. Oh, so much unusual, but it's like right on time if you're paying attention to how they can control the weather. Vietnam was using chemtrails for all kinds of reasons. There is so many fucking thousands of reasons that they are spraying chemicals into the air that I don't know. I'm dealing with this one person who just, I guess they're fucking irritating the shit out of me. They know it too, because they're like, oh, I think that it's because, I don't really think it's because of weather modification. It's just too, it's like, babe, we know what they're doing now. Up to the highest level science of nanoparticulate matter, where these fucking clouds are chasing after other clouds to seed them, and then you hit them with laser beam, and then, but there's nanoparticulate matter, babes. They are spraying the population with poisons. It's making people enshrouded. It's interacting electronically. There's a piezoelectric nanoparticulate matter going into your bodies by way of injection. You got your injection. By way of the sky, you're breathing it in. By way of your food, you're getting it into you. And those little nanoparticulate matters is synthetic black goo, alien material that wraps around your nerves endings. It will act as a synthetic transmitter. It's not only reading your bodily functions beyond the point of what you see, that we already know the capability of MRIs and X-rays and all these things, but it's trying to formulate, it's, you need to look up Harold Kaltz, who, Morgellons disease is a symptom. It's so strange. That means the body is rejecting the assemblage of the nanoparticles. Those people have a body that will not assemble it. Instead, their skin, they're pulling out. What is it when you look under the microscope? Synthetic material, robots, babes. Shit that will move around, and when you look at it close, it starts to assimilate the same look as a human face. It begins to look at like what it's inside of. In fact, it's assembling the alien self that it is. You are sharing this plane with an alien race that is doing it. They're probably locked here. You don't know your history? And in 40 years, a lot of the shit that they have constructed out of whatever the human organism is just being churned over, and they're kind of proving that people are reincarnating, and they're looking the same, they're doing the same, and they're just like, here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Get real, babes. That's as real as it can get. I can't handle a population that isn't really paying attention. Because as far out as it may sound, all that stuff is actually sounding more feasible than the fucking crap that they try to feed down to you and then they're fucking looping back, and now we're in the 50s again.